favorite time of the quarter and at the end of the year also nowadays. But we talk about 501c3s here in our community and what a blessing they are. And we want everybody to know about these best kept secrets. So one of my sidekicks, I'm going to just give her her own show pretty soon. Teresa, tell us of who you are, what you're with, and how we're here today and why we're here.
Thank you, Shelley. It's always such an honor and pleasure to be here with you. And I do feel like we're partners in lifting the community and participating in the community. And Shelley, you're such a warrior for the community, and you do so much. And to lift the profile of these nonprofit organizations. I am Teresa Smith. I am the head of Volusia County Women Who Care. We are a membership, all volunteer-led membership organization. We currently have, Shelley, I think the last number I looked at was 397
Actually, members. I met Bob the
Did you meet
night.
Bob? So Bob was our 397th member to Volusia County Women Who Care. But here's the cool thing about Bob. Bob read about the great work that we do at collective action, collective giving, collective love that we bring to this community. And he said, I am so impressed. How can I be a part of that? He goes, look, I'm a 95-year-old man. Is that okay? I'm like, oh, God bless you. Yes, that's okay. Mm-hmm. And can I come see you? So I went and had a lovely lunch with him and his son, Bob Jr.
I loved it.
Yeah, it was
Bob.
Easy.
I wanted to be Bob that night.
Yeah, Bob, that's right. And so he joined Volusia County Women Who Care. So he became member number 397. So he's our oldest member. Our youngest member is a high school student at Seabreeze who also reached out to us and said she wanted to be part of this and interns for us. So we have a wide variety of ages and diversity. We have men, we have women, everybody that come together collectively to make a difference. And that's what we do. So for our first quarter meeting, we meet quarterly. For our first quarter meeting, our members get to nominate, every quarter, our members get to nominate local nonprofits that they care about, that they're passionate about, that make a difference either in their lives or that they volunteer for, they support, or maybe they even lead in some cases. And they get to nominate them. We vet them properly, make sure they're all properly registered and credentialed in the community with the federal government, with the state government, and so on. And at that meeting, we draw 3 at random. Those 3 get to come up. They have 10 minutes to present and tell the group of members gathered there that evening what they do.
It's just so darn exciting at that moment.
It's so fun. And if you've never been to a Volusia County Women Who Care member and meeting, and you can, I encourage it, because just to be in that room, Shelley, right?
Oh my gosh, I get so excited. I'm like a kid in a candy store, but I don't get cavities.
Yeah, no, but it is sweet. I mean, it's so
is.
sweet because you get to see not only the passion that these individuals bring to the organizations they care about, but you also get to learn about things you could have been here for 50 years and you may not know about these organizations.
And I say that all the time. I've owned WAPN for 40 years, and I have learned more since we've been together the last, 5 years or something, about the nonprofits and the importance of us getting the word out about you guys, because you're the best kept secrets that we need, and we need a resource, and we don't know about you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's been awesome.
And that's exactly it. And you don't know about it. So maybe you have a friend or loved one that needs a resource, and now you get to learn about it. Maybe it's something you care about, and you want to support them further than your $100 contribution to Volusia County Women Who Care, which is awesome, by the way. But there's so many synergies, so many wonderful things that happen. So at the first quarter meeting, we have 3 presenters. We had Halifax Urban Ministries, which we're going to hear about right now, which is an amazing program in the Hope Center. Yeah, thank you. And we also heard from Council on Aging, and we heard from Girls on the Run. And so we will get the opportunity to hear a little more for those other 2. But for right now, I am so pleased and so proud to introduce. I'm going to first introduce Angie Ray, because Angie has been a part of Volusia County Women Who Care probably from the beginning. We've been doing this for 8 years now. We're on our 9th year. And she's been a warrior for Halifax Urban Ministries. She's come over and over and over again and presented to the group. And I'm going to say finally, and I don't mean it to sound that way, but at this quarter, they were selected at this quarter's recipient. And Angie, I am so excited for you. I'm so excited for the organization. It's an amazing organization. I'd like you to introduce your guest.
Well, I want to say, I think it's God's timing, because you have been presenting several times, but the finances have went up each quarter. And so if there is a time to get it, it's the time right now. So I think it was God's timing.
Absolutely. And thank you, Teresa. I am Angie Ray, and I am now, when I started talking about Halifax Urban Ministries, I was a volunteer. Now I am a volunteer board member, and I serve there as vice chair. And I will have to say that on behalf of our board, entire board, our staff, our volunteers, our clients, and of Roy Young here, our executive president now for Halifax Urban Ministries. I want to extend our deepest gratitude to Volusia County Women Who Care, who selected, you said the word finally, but selected Halifax Urban Ministries
to breathe at that point?
No. Who selected Halifax Urban Ministries to receive quarter one, 2026 member grant distribution. Now, I will add that on February the 12th, two things happened. Number one, it was a great start for Valentine's weekend. There's no doubt about that. But number two, you got to hear Rebecca's testimony, her story, her heartbreaking account of her journey, which it was hard to hear, was heartbreaking to hear, but it was her story. And it allowed her to actually to be heard, but it was only fitting that she received a standing ovation.
She did.
There was not a dry eye in that room.
Yeah.
So on behalf of our teams, we want to give you our deepest gratitude. I will also add that as a Volusia County Women Who Care member, as you said, for several years, I am constantly inspired by the strength and compassion that is demonstrated in our community. It is in moments like that, like Thursday, February 12th, where I am reminded of the profound impact that we can bring on the lives of others. And it only happens every quarter.
Right.
When we're there, we hear for other nonprofit organizations, but that's what we do. We impact the lives of others, and it's only fitting that we were there to to receive certainly that quarter. So thank you to Teresa.
Thank you.
For leading Volusia County Women Who Care, but also to every member, men and women now.
Yes, yeah.
I know it's so weird to say men now.
Thank you to every member of Volusia County Women Who Care for the compassion. Thank you very much. And this is Roy Young. Like I said, he's our president for Halifax Urban Ministries, so I will let him introduce himself.
Good morning, everyone. I hope you're having a blessed morning, because I certainly am, to be here to speak to you and to bear witness to God's work being done every day in this community. I often think of the prayer, I am one, but I am one. And I think that's the strength that we all have individually and as we come together. And I have been consistently amazed by your organization. Because you're people doing this work, right? It's not some big edifice. It's not some other thing. It's actually women and now all people who care. And I first heard the title of your organization, the name of your organization, and I thought, like, what's that all about?
Yeah,
right?
me too.
And I originally thought, like, maybe I wasn't invited. Although I usually invite myself to most groups.
You just show up to the party.
That's exactly. But now that Bob has led the way, I think I will show up.
Well, he's not the first man,
No,
by the
he's
way.
not.
No, he's not. Okay, but he's 397.
Well, he's 397 and he's 95 years old. So,
Yeah,
he gets that respect.
so go Bob.
Yeah.
Bob.
So I'm very pleased to be here. I feel that my position at Halifax Urban Ministries has really been a calling. It has not been easy. It has not been straightforward. It has been beautifully and amazingly messy and important.
So what is the backstory? I mean, have you been part of it all along? Were you a volunteer, then you became a whatever, or did you just walk into a president?
Thank you. Good question. No, I'm a member of St. James Episcopal Church in Ormond Beach, and I started volunteering in the kitchen, and I loved it. Like, there was a lot of stuff going on, right? And we were serving food, and we were making food, and T, who was the chef at the time, I said, I really want to plate up the entree, right? Because, quite honestly, I was still at the point where my ego was in charge. And interestingly, she said, yes, you're welcome to, but first, let's pray. And
That changed it.
it changed everything for me. It changed absolutely everything. And so months later, after volunteering for a period of time, the priest at my church had said something in a vestry meeting about Halifax Urban Ministries needing a new executive director. And I thought, I could do that. And so my background is in nonprofit management, mostly historic sites. I then did a stint taking care of my mom who had hurt herself, and she lives down here in Port Orange. I say it like a local now, by the way, Port Orange.
She's right next to me.
It's one word. That's exactly. And then I worked for a little stint with Seniors Helping Seniors, taking care of a veteran up in Palm Coast. And
So you have caretaking, and you're already in you.
Well, I do, but I didn't realize it.
I know, isn't that funny?
Yeah, it is funny. It is funny, and it's whole, right? So I go out on Fridays and I serve at Morning Star. I attend every event that I possibly can, and I do so, whether it's another congregation's church on Sunday or board meetings or whatever it happens to be.
So you're community oriented.
Yeah, and I'm reminded this is why I'm here. It's not to manage the budget. That's important. Since a board member's sitting with me, I'll say that. But what's important is that we remain focused on the community of caregivers, like all of us out here doing this work, and that we remain, consistently involved in how do we feed people who are food insecure, how do we shelter people who are unsheltered, and how do we give them the resources that are needed to be able to get better.
I love that the language has changed. I really do appreciate the language has changed as in food insecure, because I feel like before it was, we just had a group of people that we were kind of dealing. Now, at any moment, any of us can be food insecure.
That's right.
At any moment.
Yeah.
At any moment, we could not have a home or
That's right.
rent or whatever we're doing. And so I love that the language has changed in our community, and I love that our community isn't just after one group anymore. I feel like we're for all people, and I just love that about
That's
this
right.
little community right here. I love our area. So tell me, if I'm listening right now, what would I be needing your services for? Why would I call you, or how would I seek you out?
You would seek us out through many ways. You can contact us through our website, through our telephone.
And what are those things?
HalifaxUrbanMinistries.org.
Thank you, Angie. And any sort of referral. So there are many agencies within Volusia County that are doing different types of work. Our 2 homeless shelters focus on families, youth at risk, so youth that have aged out of foster care mostly, and veterans. So our 2 campuses are Barracks of Hope and Hope Place. Within those 2 campuses, we also operate 6 other programs to help feed and shelter and give resources to the people that need them. I would say that a big shout out for Morning Star Church. And their small sort of piece of land in Daytona. That's where we serve about 150 people a day,
Wow.
every day, 365 days a year, 130,000 meals, hot meals last year.
So you use the church as the facility to make all the meals?
That's
and
exactly it.
Wow.
That's exactly it. The city of Daytona likes us to organize these things, and so we have through the benefit of people and their properties. I say Morningstar because it's the largest, but we have 4 different places where we drop hot food every day of the year, 350 meals. As I said, 130,000 meals a
Do
year.
people have to sign up to come get a meal?
Nope. Please just show up. At 12 o'clock, we are at Seventh Day Adventist Church on Live Oak, and at 1 o'clock every day, absolutely 1 o'clock every day, we are at Morningstar Church in Daytona. And so please come, please eat. I'll tell you a quick story. I was out to help feed folks on the first Friday that I was there at Halifax, and a very, very tall gentleman came up to me and said, can I have a second meal? And I thought, oh gosh, because of course we need to make sure everybody has a meal, right? And I looked him in the eye, and I saw him. I realized he wasn't working me. He wasn't, wanting a second meal for himself. And I gave it to him, and he said, "Thank you. It's for my granny." And so I want to remind everyone, you were talking just before about the changing face or the changing vocabulary. These are elderly folks in our community. These are children. These are your neighbors. This is you.
We all know somebody, and we don't realize we even know somebody, don't we?
That's exactly it. That's exactly it. And, I find it personally heartbreaking, and I also find it inspiring that God has placed me here and all of us here to be
I
able
feel
to be
like I'm
sensitive to
honored.
this work.
I mean, I
That's
really,
right.
I've caretaked my whole life, but I feel like at this moment in my life, I'm honored to be able to step into somebody's life and take care of those things through a resource or
right.
whatever it is. And it's not wrong to use a resource.
Right.
It is not. And I think what's difficult sometimes, it's heartbreaking to actually know that there are people that are making decisions every day. And there are basic decisions that they're having to make, and they're very difficult decisions that they're having to make. And is number one, is either going to pay rent, are they going to pay utilities, are they going to pay prescription medication,
picking.
or are they going to buy food? Why would they have to make such decisions? And there are times that people are either about to become homeless, they're homeless, food insecure. They're maybe in between jobs. Maybe they lost a job a couple of months ago, they finally got a job now, and it's, the amount of time between the last paycheck and the next paycheck.
Or their car broke and they got to
Whatever the situation,
whatever it is.
that's what we're there for, is to provide them with the resources so that they can if we can keep them in their home, it's less expensive to keep them in their home.
And why do you say it's less expensive to keep them in their home?
Because once they are displaced, once they lost their home, and when we bring them into a Hope Place, which is one of the in the story that Rebecca told, that is the place that she described, Hope Place, coming through the front doors and feeling relief. So we bring hope to those, and it is. We have to bring them to a program. We have to sign them up to make sure that they go through budgeting classes, to make sure that if they need to go back to school, they finish school, and they can have a job, because it's a temporary housing. We house them there. That's their place to live temporarily, because our goal is to put them into their permanent housing.
And how many people are you able to help?
About 125.
Between the two places, or?
No, 125 at Hope Place and about 25 veterans at Barracks of Hope. And just listening to Angie's description, one of the things that occurred to me was, this is not a handout. This is a help up.
And
This
I
is a
love that.
hand
Yep.
up,
Right.
This is a temporary situation.
Education and different things to help, because handing somebody a meal is awesome, but then not knowing how to cook it or how to come back or how to do whatever, that's the help. And it's very important to help.
Yeah, no, that's exactly it. And the level of I guess, gratefulness, the level of
Gratitude.
thankfulness, gratitude, exactly, thank you, that all of these folks give us in return is amazing. I know we hear all sorts of things about how people are taking advantage of a system or, whatever it is that's on the news. But that's not the case with
We have to
Halifax
check our
Urban
heart, don't we?
Ministries.
We have
That's
to
right.
check our heart and our
That's right.
ministry's heart. And if God's in it and God's leading it, we can't get all that other stuff involved.
And this ministry really survives and thrives on no shame. Right? We've all made decisions that we thought were amazing and were difficult. And the only difference is how it played out, not really the decision that you made. And so, I believe very strongly with our case managers and our resident advisors, I help school them in the awareness that sometimes God's plan is not the same plan that you might have for someone, but we're here to love and support and to do God's work.
Now, do you accept volunteers? Because, I love the veterans place. I would love to come tour that. I missed it when you opened. I was at other places. But, I have a lot of military in my family. And I just think that's a wonderful honor that you do. And so do you need volunteers, or how do you keep that going, or do you get grants? Walk us kind of through what a day is at the Veterans Place, because we have a listener that listens 24/7 that's a veteran. He's about an hour and a half from here, and he lives in an area, and he lives in a home like what y'all have. And it touches my heart to hear that musicians go in there and sing for them and do a little concert,
That's
or
right.
somebody brings them baked goods. Is that what happens at your place? Or
That's right.
Walk us through it.
That's right. We have an amazing staff, but believe it or not, it's about 30 plus or minus people. Everything else is volunteer or donated. And so those 130,000 meals I was talking about, that is one chef on our staff.
One.
And on top of that, that is 20 to 30 volunteers from different churches, faith-based organizations, housing associations, you name it. Multiple different
So
types
do we
of organizations.
sign up? Is there a sign up sheet, or how does that work out? Because Teresa and I show up places and do
we
things
do.
like that.
That's how I started volunteering.
That's right.
I belong to the St. Paul's Catholic Church, just down the street from here. And the church signs up for the first Thursday of every month to volunteer at Hope Place. We work in the kitchen. We just put our little hat on, put gloves on, and the chef leads us to prayer, and then leads us to what exactly is it that we have to prepare
And you
that
don't
particular
have to
day.
know, right,
And
what to do.
There are no special skills required.
Okay.
So all you have to do is sign up. You can show up, morning at Hope Place. Certainly, there are many, as Roy was saying, there are different organizations that sign up for every day of the month. So luckily, we do have people. There are some people that are good friends of mine. They are there constantly because that's what they love. That's how they start their day. They start over there.
It
and
gives them
they
hope
volunteer.
also.
Absolutely. But if you go to our website, halifaxurbanministries.org, there's a section there when you can volunteer. And if you have other special skills, again, no skills are required to work in the kitchen. Believe me, I know that because they let me be in the kitchen. But you can click on the link to actually volunteer. There are many ways in which you can show up. You can make a difference in someone's life. You have no idea. So just come show up. We will help you. We will guide you to that.
So you've just been granted a big chunk of money, and I can't wait. We're going to get to come present the check, and I don't know which building we're coming to, or are we going to go volunteer? What are we going to do?
We can do both.
We can do it all?
Yeah, we can do it all.
We
Trust
like
me.
to do it all.
April
leading-
2nd, right?
Yeah, April 2nd, 10 a.m. That's
10 a.m.,
correct.
right.
And where's it at?
Thursday. That's at Hope Place.
Okay, and so Hope Place is for the families, right?
Right, families
Okay.
and youth.
And where's that at?
That is 1340 Wright, WRIGHT Street
Okay.
In Daytona. And luckily, Barracks of Hope is just the other side of LPGA,
Okay.
right off of Derbyshire.
Yep, I
So
pass
there-
it all the time and pray for it as I'm passing.
Thank you for that. Always welcome. Leading up to that Thursday, February 12th meeting, we actually had our board meeting, and it was a topic of conversation. We were trying to figure out, if we were to be selected, yes, if we were
love
to
it.
be selected, how would we use the monies, right? And we bounced all these ideas, but it just happened that at that particular time, we have to replace 2 water heaters at Hope Place.
Yep.
the place again that Rebecca described.
that, right?
So we have to replace two water heaters.
Water is very important.
Absolutely. And so we're sitting there thinking, wouldn't it be awesome if we can replace maybe one of them?
Right, you were just happy with one.
Yes. And now it's like, wouldn't it be even more awesome if we can replace both of them? So yes, it's...
Well, maybe there's a contractor out there that does plumbing and says, I'd like to come volunteer and help you put them in.
We would love that.
How
Yes.
would they get a hold of you? If
Yeah,
somebody's
we
listening
would-
right now and says, I'd like to come.
703-203-5272. That's my cell.
Okay.
So I'll plug you in quick and dirty. I promise.
we have a lot of people out there that have a
and
trade, a
talents, right?
labor,
That's right.
and they like to give away their time, and their time is very valuable. So maybe we got a plumber out there that says, "Hey, I could do
I'm
that
going
in
to
an
volunteer.
afternoon."
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, let me just say, talking about volunteering and people that step up and do things to, because they bring their own unique talents and skills. We have, can I tell the story, Shelley? We have this intern. I love her. Her name is Fernanda. She's from Guatemala. And she just came to the country, and she was looking for, and she was going to Daytona State College, looking for opportunities to support and get involved. And she called me. She looked up Volusia County Women Who Care. She called me, and she said, "May I come and meet with you? I'd like to."
Sweetest little thing ever.
Yeah, what an incredible one. I mean, the idea that she took the initiative. She comes to a new country. She's
I
here.
can't believe she made the call.
She
Yeah,
made the
that's great.
call.
Yeah.
And I said, well, of course, her American mom, she calls her, lovely, lovely woman. Love this woman. Anyway, she dropped her off at my house, my home office, and we had a conversation. And she said, "How can I help you? I want to help." And here's a first-year college student, coming to our country, and she wants to help. I mean, how big is that heart, right? So anyway, I fell in love with her immediately. And so since then, she has been volunteering for us, and she's been getting these grants. So we can provide what we call the Community Partner Impact Grants. And those are small grants that we give to the other two organizations not selected that quarter. And as a result of her work over these years, we've been able to fund that and some other community partners, but we've been able to keep that funded. Largely, she works on Walmart grants, and which is wonderful. Thank you to our Walmart partners for responding to her request. So that's Fernanda. So then Fernanda graduates from Daytona State College and gets a full ride, goes to Stetson, is now getting ready to. She's a pre-law at Stetson. She has invited her pre-law fraternity to volunteer with us, an intern, and they help us at our quarterly meetings. Well, here's the connection with Hope Place, and Angie can tell you this story. I think she started a program for the children in Hope Place to teach them ballet, because that's her background as a ballet in Guatemala. And in her country, it was a privilege and to be able to learn to dance, because, like you said, they're choosing between, can we eat, do we have housing, and so on. But still, youth need a way to engage and outlet and a way to express their unique talents and skills. So she's been. And again, I don't want to misspeak here, but I know she has been part of the development of that program over the years, of that ballet program for youth at Hope Place. And I know she's come to me many times saying, we just need this or we just need that. It's amazing what this young woman has done. She is going to rock our world. I promise you, she will be one of the leaders. She was voted. She received the first grant from one of our partners, speaking of partners, one of our male members, Preston Root. And he wanted to give a grant. He called it a leadership grant to one of our interns every year. And so she was the first to receive it this year as a surprise at our fourth quarter meeting. She received a grant for her leadership in this area. So Angie, you may want to say more about Fernanda.
I actually met her, and she's just, you describing her work, she's an inspiration.
She has a zeal, doesn't she?
She certainly does. So not only did I, hear about her as you were introducing and giving her the grant, but I also met her, and she's just a joy to be in presence. She you can feel her compassion and basically her desire. Not only, I mean, she's going to school, she wants to improve, her life. But I think the work that she does, it also shows how much she wants to improve the lives of others.
Well, the first thing wants to volunteer.
Absolutely, absolutely, and that is rewarding. You get rewarding by the Almighty. So yes, you volunteer.
Well, she was able to attend an event we did the other evening, and one of the gentlemen there works for a law firm, and so she needs an internship, a law internship this summer to stay in the country. And so I'm hoping she made that powerful connection. But if there's anybody out there that's looking for an incredible intern for the summer, I know she'd be grateful to hear from you too.
Well, that's part of Volusia County Women That Care that people don't see. Right. I mean, they see us at these meetings, they see us live on the air, and they think that's it. Okay, this woman works 24/7. Okay, right here, Teresa is involved in everything. Yeah. She shows up.
And she smiles.
Yep, and she shows up for everything and participates. But because we see our leader doing that, and it does. You think, well, if she can do it, I can volunteer here, or I can show up here. And people always ask me, I'm 63 years old, and I'll be slinging groceries on Friday at an event. And, am I tired? Am I scheduled crazy? Yes, blah, 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 blah. But you know what? It's my honor to volunteer and show up. So we've got plenty of volunteer opportunities. You've just told us about, hey, if you could show up once a week and serve a meal.
That's
or,
right.
There's something that we need a plumber. Show up and be your plumber. There's stuff that you need. Well, with the amount of money you're getting, I know you can afford a little bit more than 2 water heaters.
Well, I don't know. Maybe they're big water heaters.
Yes.
Let's hope so. I would say that
They're space shuttles.
there's a shocking increase in the expense of commercial.
Well, we just
things,
replaced our
right?
water heater at the house,
yeah.
so I know how much they're costing.
So they're about $15,000.
Are they really?
Yeah,
Oh my
for the size that
gosh.
we need, plus the labor to put them in.
Wow.
So it's shocking. And for all of you out there, I'll just put it. We're
So you haven't purchased them yet?
we have purchased one.
Okay, so we need a
And it was installed,
contractor,
but
or
we actually need 1 or 2 more.
Okay.
But what I would tell you is what we need is awareness building that what it costs to maintain 2 shelters and to feed 130,000 meals a year and 250,000 pounds of groceries.
What is that
in the
math?
Fort Town area? Well, I am personally responsible, along with the board, to raise $1.3 million from private investors on top of the grant funding that the county and the state have been very gracious to give to our programs.
Wow.
And so Volusia County is a great partner for us. But I'm balancing
still fall
about
short.
50-50, right? 50% private funding and 50% public funding. Because I think that's responsible. That's something I promised the board when I came on. And so please help us. Attend our new event that we're going to have, Empty Bowls. It's our 18th year.
Tell us about Empty
Right.
Bowls, because I know about that. Does it? Is it Mainland High School that makes the bowls or something, or used to?
Well, thank you. So big shout out to many schools,
Okay.
kindergarten all the way through to high school,
Oh, okay.
that make these bowls for us. So all Volusia County students have made 400 bowls for us this year. So an amazing number. And yes, for all of you people out there that collect them, I've already selected mine.
I actually have one from years ago. So it's funny when you're saying that. I'm going, do I have to hide mine?
So if you go to our website, halifaxurbanministries.org, you're going to get a pop-up message that is going to tell you about Empty Bowls.
And when is
so
that?
That's March 14th, Saturday, March 14th.
12 noon to 3.
And do you still have tickets available to that?
We still have tickets available, and this is a genuine call out to anybody who's associated with us or this community. Right? Come join us.
Well,
it's
walk
a
us
great
through
time.
what is going to happen.
It's a great time. Well, there's a silent auction. You'll be able to meet me personally. Angie's also going to be there. There's 14 different restaurants in the region that have donated different types of soup, and it's not your typical fundraising event.
So do we purchase the bowl?
You purchase a ticket so that you can come and join us for lunch.
Okay.
You're
That's
going
right.
to get
That's
to
right. Yeah.
taste the food that several local restaurants are providing.
Okay.
So you'll get to have their soups.
Oh, how nice.
What you also get is you get a bowl that
And you get to choose that on your way as you're leaving.
Okay.
But the thing I wanted to frame for all of you is this is not a cocktail dress. This is not a tuxedo. This is come as you are. This is be part of our community and to be reflective in the moment of what it's like to have just enough food.
So how much is a ticket?
$30 a piece. You can purchase a portion of a table for $1,000 if you're a business sponsor or you're somebody who'd like to buy a table to be able to have all of your friends together. It's our biggest fundraiser for the year, and in whatever way you can help, that would be appreciated.
So you have 450 bowls. And how many tickets have you sold so far?
We're at 175.
Okay, so we need to get some bowls sold.
That's right. That's right. We
do.
need to get some bowls sold. But I'm told, this is my first year. We didn't
Okay.
get into that I've just been here since July. But I'm told that most of the ticket sales happen the next 2 weeks.
Yes.
So-
You're
just
in
about a month
Florida. We're a
before.
transit town. We do everything transitly. We do everything.
It
at the
seems
last
like it,
minute.
yes.
I mean,
We do.
What we do is we put it on our calendar, and if you're like me, I have an event next week, and I forgot to get my ticket, and this morning it flashed at me, and I went, oh, it's on the calendar, but I don't have the
That's
ticket.
exactly
this year is going to be the first time we're going to host it at the Ocean Center.
Okay.
That's right.
Yeah,
Yes.
because normally it's been at the different, like, it was.
We used to host it actually at Hope Place in our cafeteria.
Okay.
And we would have 3 seatings. This time, we decided since it is an Ocean Center, it's a larger facility, we're going to be able to have just the 1 seating. So we just open the times to be from 12 to 3.
Okay.
So, you purchase your ticket, you come and join us.
Relax for 3 hours, enjoy yourself.
Absolutely.
And a big shout out to the Ocean Center, Lynn there, for making this affordable for us and for supporting this type of
Yes, they're very good in our
community action.
community. They
They've
work
been-
with
they've
so
been
many
great
nonprofits.
partners.
So
They've
many
been great
nonprofits.
partners. But yeah, we're excited. Ocean Center, name on the marquee. We're hoping to sell all those 400 and plus tickets.
So again, where do we get the tickets?
HalifaxUrbanMinistries.org.
And that is the date again?
March 14th,
Saturday.
12 to 3.
Okay, so that's part of your fundraising. What other kind of fundraising do you do? Because, I mean, you just got a big shocker from Volusia County Women That Care that was not even on your radar to actually
That's
get
right.
that. But what does this year look like for you? What other things do you need to do to get that $1 million to make it for 1 year?
For 1 year.
Right.
That's right.
1 year.
That's right. And folks, in case you don't believe me, the electric bill is $4,500 a month.
Honey, I believe that
Yeah,
because I own
it's-
a radio station in a tower, and people think my electric bill's like your home electric bill. I'm like, oh,
no.
please.
Yeah.
Oh,
no.
please.
Yeah. Not even close.
Yeah.
So I would say that most of our volunteers are donors. Most of our donors are volunteers, and most of what we raise each year is $50 at a time.
Yep.
And so please don't think that $25 or $50 doesn't matter. It matters a great deal. We have many people in the community that can do $1,000, $5,000. We got a really nice gift last year for $80,000. But this is literally building blocks
Well,
every
my
day.
dad raised me on that $5.
Right.
People, that faithful $5, people say, well, what does $5 make a difference? Well, nowadays, y'all buy a coffee. I don't drink coffee, but y'all buy a coffee, it's more than that. So if you could do $5 a month consistently to a nonprofit, it
Right.
does make a huge difference
It
to
makes
a
a
nonprofit.
huge difference. And it's consistent income,
Yep.
which means we know what we can do in terms of services for
Mm-hmm.
others and employees and those sorts of things. And I would just say that, it's certainly not about money.
But,
It's
Florida
about-
Power and Light expects you to pay them. So it is about money in a way.
Well, in a way. But I would say that, God has always taken care
He
of us.
does. He always provides, and he
it
uses
doesn't matter.
individuals and businesses.
I looked at, meeting minutes and budgets for years and years before I got to this organization, and God has been beautiful in always providing just enough.
The Bible verse on February the 12th was, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And that day, Judy that was on the podium and Rebecca that had the mic, they were strengthened. Their voices were heard. And that is what, that is how we go about our day to support Halifax Urban Ministries, because we know that God will provide.
Yes.
He always does.
That's right.
But it does take an army and individuals and businesses and thinking outside of the box. That's what I love about ministry. That's what I love about WAPN. I'm a Christian radio station. I believe in salvation and prayer, but I believe so much about nonprofits. And I believe so much from the tip of my toes to the top of my head that you guys are the best kept secret. And the only way we're going to find out about you is like, the old telephone thing where you tell a story and the next person tells a story.
Right.
Can you imagine today the people that knew about the soup bowls, and here we're 2 weeks out and we're talking about that today. I have friends, Wayne and Jan Murray, for years would do that, be part of that, and that was like he would bring us a bowl here to me, and we would talk about it. And when we were talking about that a few minutes ago, it warmed my heart, not only because I know it's hot soup, but because the community for all
right.
these years, mainland high school kids used to make them, and I think about the generations that have went into these soup bowls.
That's right.
And so buy a ticket, and if you can't go, give the $30 anyways, right?
Well, right, exactly. That's exactly.
Well, let's just throw it out there, right?
I'd love to fill the room, though. I'm a big peopler.
Yes,
and so,
but
getting everybody together would also be great.
Right.
But yeah, go to halifaxurbanministries.org. Again, there's going to be a message going to pop up, and it's going to lead you through purchasing a ticket. You can buy a ticket, as Jory was saying, and it's $30 a seat, or you can buy a table. There's a layers or tiers of sponsorships are also available. So you can look at the financials. You can look, see within your heart, and then decide maybe $30 is probably. You can provide more. So look at the tiers and then just go from there.
Right.
So if you're running these houses to help all these people, how do you do it? Like, don't you need furniture? Don't you need sheets? Don't you need towel? I mean, how does that all work out? Because my brain is going 95 miles an hour going just to keep an apartment or a room
Right.
with the needs. How does that happen?
And so we receive funding, government funding, grant funding, to help with subsidies for utilities and for rent. In addition to that, we have furniture warehouse on site and clothing on site. And anybody in the community, not just people at Hope Place, anybody in the community can come get furniture and can come get food and they can come get clothing.
Wow.
So please visit us, on Wright Street, 1340 Wright Street.
And what are the hours that we could visit you to do that?
Oh, you had to ask me that.
Because, I wanted to put you on the spot, buddy. I
don't know the hours,
look
but
over there, go,
I'll go
Mr.
to Angie
President.
for halifaxurbanministries.org.
Click on the link to volunteer. Click on the link if you just have a question. There's a phone number on this on the website as well. But information about donation, donating, because it could be again of time, it can be of money, but just donation. Your time, and money are what needed.
How do you get the clothing and the furniture?
So there, one thing that you were raising about, people that actually have lost their home, they stay at Hope Place or they stay at Barracks of Hope, male or female military. They get to move into a permanent facility. When they move, most of the times they have nothing. Mm-hmm. They don't have kitchen utensils. Right. They don't have beds. They don't have linens. They don't have anything. So we do accept donations, but that is what we use to basically supply them. It's like they get their little card and they go through our storage. Yes, they do.
It.
Yes,
Yep.
they do.
See, I want that visual.
Yes, they do.
No
they
charge.
get to, that's right, no charge. But they get to shop and they get to select what they need to be able to move
Doesn't that give them dignity? I mean, can you imagine what that gives? It gives them hope. It gives them dignity.
That is our mission, to instill hope to those who are homeless, about to become homeless, or are food insecure. That is our mission. And yes, you are right. That brings dignity to them. They do matter. People matter to God, so they do matter.
If you look at our at the our website and the invitation to your check presentation, Angie was kind enough to give me a list of things that our members, that or anybody that's coming to that check presentation and tour can bring. And there were things like,
I didn't see that yet.
well, you have to go back and read it. I updated it when you sent me the list. But there are things like twin sheets and full sheets and
Towels.
And we get so darn excited doing that, let me just tell you.
we have fun doing that.
Yes.
Our members love to bring the stuff, and it's fun.
Can't wait.
Yeah, I can't
It's
wait.
like, it's like having a party for you. Like we've been to, and we did a baby shower.
Yeah.
And
I
then
was just going
another-
to say, it's like a baby shower.
Yeah, and like
we've
at this
done that.
other place we went, and I don't even drink coffee. I was out getting a coffee pot. I was getting all this stuff, and it was
Yeah.
because I knew we'd already done when I say we did the $100, that's actually all I did was $100, and I'm not shortchanging $100, but that is my commitment for the 3 months. Do you know what I'm saying? So when you do that, that's like $1.10 a day. Okay, I can't buy anything for that. But then when we get the honor with the list
Right.
to go out and buy the gift, I get so darn excited because then I feel like I'm actually personally doing something. And
And
so
you are.
And so I'm super excited. I didn't know we had a list.
Well, we have
find
a
out-
list.
Yay!
But let me be really clear, because I think you made this point about everybody's $20, everybody's $25 matters. Volusia County members commit, this is their commitment to making $100 a quarter gift to the member nominated and member selected charity. Now, I would, because we hear big numbers and we hear 1.5 million and we hear government fund, we hear all these things and we think, okay, well, what difference does my $100 make?
Huge.
If
Absolutely
if you
huge.
didn't give your $100 and you give so collectively, it's a collective action. So collectively, $100 at a time, we're probably going to give somewhere around $35,000 plus dollars to you, and that is
Y'all can't see the smile on our faces.
Facebook and YouTube, we just saw that flash.
And it's so exciting when we get to stand there and give the big check. But we are collecting those funds now. So for our members who haven't quite,
you.
yes, well, thank our members for those
And
members
it's
who
the
haven't.
best $100 I write. Like I was out of town for the February one, and I saw her the other night, and I'm like running in with my check. You
Yes,
know,
she is. She
I like to give the physical check, and I know I could sign up and do it automatically and all that. But when I actually write that check, I pray over it.
Right.
So it's important for me to write that $100 check and pray over that ministry. And so, yes, it is so exciting to write that darn check because I feel like as soon as I'm writing it, I'm like, I like the stalker. What are we at? What are we at? How many numbers?
Well, and our statistics range sort of 93 to 97 cents for every dollar goes directly to services. And so we're
Awesome.
very conservative with what we do with this money that we're gifted to do God's work. And I would say, just again, in terms of being a holistic organization, I donate to the organization. Our board members donate to the organization. You all do. And every $100 really does count. And I'll tell you that every $100, right, ends up being 20, 30, 50
Absolutely,
hot
it
meals.
multiplies.
Well, that's what I
It's-
was just going to say because, like, the things that have happened in that room and the people that you meet, and then after you hear the interview and after you start talking to people, I mean, people have been given whole buildings of furniture. They've been given contractors that came in and, like, gutted the place. We've given away diapers and car seats, and we've done,
It's amazing what happens, the synergy that happens because
Unbelievable.
when you get in front of that group of women and you talk about, and men, and you talk about, sorry men, I don't want to leave you out.
Well, no, I'm just going to say it out loud. Women seem to run the world.
Well, from your
only
lips
pushing
to
the buttons
God's
over here.
ears. But when they get in front of that room and they talk about not only the programs and the good work they're doing in the community, but what their particular needs are, somehow or another, something magical happens in that room. And we
Yes.
have lots of specific great stories to tell and a lot of anecdotes about that. But you never know. You just don't know because you're put there at that moment in time and you're at where you need to be at that moment in time and something magical happens. And so if it hasn't already happened, in addition to getting your check, I'm sure there'll be other magic that as a result of this synergistic relationship. So for those who aren't members and for those who are members of Volusia County Women Who Care, we really, really appreciate you. Please know your $100 counts.
Totally
Please
matters.
knows we're still collecting those $100. So if you haven't the major contribution yet, please, we do it all. We'll collect that money all quarter. They'll get every dime we collect between now and the end of the quarter before we go at it again for our second quarter.
It just amazes me how it multiplies. I mean, to the common person that loves numbers and math, I don't get it. But with God, everything is possible.
It's true.
You know,
True.
I mean, really, think about it. I remember when I first started with Volusia County Women, if we had 10,000,
Right.
and we didn't have the second grants, we didn't have the other grants. That's all we had. And when I say all, that's amazing. Okay, so, but to see the checks now and to see that there's additional grants every time, it is just amazing. And we can't wait to give you that check, and we can't wait to go shopping. We just can't wait, can
Yeah,
we?
no.
So how do we get a hold of you guys?
HalifaxUrbanMinistries.org.
Okay.
That's how you get a hold of us. And that story of your budgeting, the historical budgeting for 10 years, for us, Halifax Urban Ministries started in 1981. So if you think about the amount of money that we had to raise back then, $27,000
Right.
for the first year.
But just as big as 1.3 million.
Right.
Exactly.
You know, in
the
terms of-
needs, the needs that are out there, the people that are out there that need help, that has not changed.
No.
It actually has increased.
That's right.
Which by increasing those needs, it means that we also had to change.
Yep.
We had to change in the way that we did things. And that means that we have to collect, we have to have more money to be able to support our clients out there.
Well,
So
I'm
we need
so excited that you finally got it and that you were persistent and you kept going because, no, she didn't get discouraged,
Oh,
you know.
That's
No.
our Angie.
And so I wanted to compliment her on that because, it's hard sitting there wondering, isn't it?
But
But
it-
God's timing's the best.
It is. But that platform for Volusia County Women Who Care, it actually opens up to see what are all the other nonprofits that are out
That's
there,
what I
because
said.
everyone does something different. We're not all the same. But it's a great platform. And so for me, sitting there and donating also my $100, I do it online.
Okay.
It does happen just automatic,
All right.
but I do get my email, and that's my physical. I get
Right.
my physical email, and I do get to read, and I do get to pray over that, and be thankful that I'm able to donate that. My quarterly contribution.
It's such an honor.
It is, but thank you for creating that platform.
Well,
for
we
us
appreciate
for 45
everybody
years.
coming today. And so give us your information one last time, and she's going to tell us how we join.
There you go.
Okay, so
HalifaxUrbanMinistries.org.
And the phone number?
Well, my personal phone number.
We want the personal,
so
buddy.
please call every day, all day long. 703-203-5272.
Yeah, and we appreciate that so much. And how do we come out and join? When's our next meeting? And how do we get a hold of it? And what's our website?
Oh my gosh, all those questions. So you can go to VolusiaCountyWomenWhoCare.org. You can go to VCWWC.org.com. If you just put anything Volusia County Women Who Care, it's going to pop up.
Yep.
And so you'll be able to see us. We're not hard to find. Grapevine is our giving platform and our member platform. So that may pop up, but feel free to check it out. It has all the stats there too. And I'm looking at my business card. And the reason I do is because I never remember this phone number, but it's 386-562-1334. That is, you can call me directly on that number. You can text me on that number. I'll get back to you. I promise you, I'll be back to you in a moment. I really will. The thing that Angie said, the synergies amongst the nonprofits is powerful because one of them said, oh, I can, I have diapers, I can help you with that, or I have this, and I've seen that happen a lot too. So there's so many synergistic opportunities that happen in that room. I encourage anybody and everybody who you don't have to join. You just come and watch the magic, and it's hard to leave and not say, I want to be part of this.
Absolutely.
So very, very well-meaning, important women have set up this organization. And my challenge for all you men out there is to figure out how to financially donate to this organization so they can continue to do the great work that they have.
Well, thank you.
That's awesome.
May
Our next
14th.
May 14th.
May 14th, 5 o'clock is registration, 6 o'clock the meeting starts. It's at Daytona State College in the Maury Husseini Center, which is their culinary school. It's a beautiful location, easy to get to, easy parking, easy in and out. Please be there May 14th.
The best hour you'll spend. And when she is organized, you'd think she does radio. because she does the timing. You know what I'm saying? We get there, we get to socialize, we start on time, we're out of there on
That's awesome.
time. And that's really important when you're busy and you're
Right.
running a life and you have a family. And I had to giggle when she was saying the synergy. I almost ran her down to say we were going to do a radio show.
Oh, I know. That's
And it was
amazing.
funny because, like, she looked at me, what do you mean a radio show? And I said, I want to bring them in. And here we are all these years,
All these
later.
years later.
And what an awesome, I'm so glad you guys came
a great
today.
pleasure.
Thank you.
I'm so glad to find out more information about it. And go get your soup bowls, get your tickets.
That's right. Fill the room.
Yeah.
HalifaxUrbanMinistries.org.
And that is March.
14th.
14th.
Saturday, March 14th.
12 to 3.
Ocean Center.
Yes.
So nice having you
Yeah.
guys.
And come